Last week, you were off, and obviously, Jonas, you were not in here. Noodles and I, we kind of went through a list of forwards in the National Hockey League because it's all about Mitch Marner. We haven't mentioned Mitch Marner really at all today, but everyone's obsessed with Marner in this market, I think throughout the country because of the attraction to the Maple Leafs, even if you hate them. I think there's a part of you that follows it. And we don't know what's going to happen with Marner. We don't know when he's going to sign, how much he's going to sign for, the offer sheet stuff, we'll see. But last week we decided, you know what, forget about the numbers, forget about the contract. Let's talk about the player. Everyone loves Mitch Marner as a player. He's a great player. Everyone would love to have Mitch Marner on their team. But when you start comparing him to other players that are in his bubble, in terms of caliber and age and impact, that's where it gets a little bit more interesting and there's more of a debate. So I've had my say on a lot of these guys, but I'm going to throw it out there, and you guys give me your take.
Okay, we don't need to go into an explanation. We're just going to say which one, either or.
Well,
don't we have to give an explanation?
You got to give an explanation. We're on the radio here. Like, let's not get crazy because we got a number of guys and we want to get to Ray in a few moments. But I want to point this out: salary cap doesn't exist. So
salary, we're just not talking position.
Salary doesn't count.
It's basically who would you rather have?
Who would you rather have, Mitch Marner or this player? If you're building a team for the next 8 years, there's no salary cap.
Okay,
and it's not Mitch Marner on the Maple Leafs. It's Team Jonas Siegel, Team Jeff O'Neill. We're having a draft, and these are the players that are on the board. And you can either take Marner or this guy. Who are you taking based on skill, ability, and who they are as a player? Okay? Mitch Marner or Braden Point?
Braden Point. He's a centerman. I think that he could have won the MVP last year, 40 goal scorer as a centerman. To me, it's not even really that close, Braden Point.
Jonas Siegel, you're on the clock.
That's a tough one right out of the gate.
Just talking to people from Tampa, they're like, this guy's our best player every night.
I find that hard to believe. Better than Kucherov?
Okay, I'm lying. Go ahead, Jonas.
No, I know, but that's what you're telling me people in Tampa believe Point is better than Kucherov or Hedman.
That's my pick.
Okay, you just gave a scoop. You said talking to people in Tampa
that the majority of the night, obviously
that's
Kucherov,
huge.
But night in and night out, this guy is their best player.
Okay, I'm just trying to establish
offensively, defensively, consistency, the whole deal.
Plays hard. I think it'd be really close for me, but I'd probably take Marner by like a hair just for game-breaking ability.
Game-breaking ability. The guy scored 40 goals last year.
But I think Marner's more. I think Marner's more of a game breaker, and I would rather have like that high end upside. I guess I'm trying to say, like that real electricity.
So if you're going,
I think Point's like more like steady, awesome every night, but I think Marner's got like another gear, if that makes sense.
I guess you can't criticize whatever.
But Point's a center, and Point's like 21.
Which is important to
Point's
point
like
out.
22, 21, same age.
Yeah, they're about the same age. Yeah, I would take Point because of the position is a big part of it.
Sure.
I think both sides of the rink. I mean, he's kind of being deemed as the next Patrice Bergeron, who isn't Mr. Flash, but he's an exceptional player.
That's a toss-up, that one.
Well, okay.
You should have started with someone not as good.
Well, let's get to his teammate, Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov or Marner for the next 8 years. Money doesn't matter.
I think you should have done the next 5 years, by the way.
Well, it's my game, so just answer the question.
I'm going to take Nikita Kucherov. I think he's a better player.
So am I.
I have to take Kucherov.
Okay.
He just had 128
points. He just won the
points.
MVP of the league. How could you not take him?
Absolutely. Mitch Marner or Patrick Laine?
I'll take Marner on that one because I don't want Laine to disappear. I don't want him to score 40 and then disappear. The 40's great, but I don't want the disappearing act. And I have more faith in a non-disappearing act than Mitch Marner.
I'll take Marner. More complete player.
Way more complete. Yeah, me too. I'm taking Marner. Mitch Marner or David Pastrnak?
I'll take David Pastrnak all day long.
No, you wouldn't. Seriously.
What do you mean, well, no, I wouldn't? Do you not see the way that David Pastrnak performs in the... I love David Pastrnak. I think he's an unbelievable talent.
He's outstanding.
I'll take Marner.
Well, why? Why is he...
I just think, like, put Marner on that line. How many points do you have?
I think that's
110?
Yeah, I would take Marner slightly because of that. Like, Pastrnak he has the luxury of playing with, I think, the best line in the league. But it's interesting because when people talk about Marner driving the line, it's as if Tavares doesn't drive the line with him.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
But I'd take Marner.
Pasternak drives that line at times too. I mean,
he's also a year younger.
Yeah, I would slightly take Marner. Mitch Marner, salary capless world, just simply building a team for the next 7 or 8 years. Mitch Marner or Leon Draisaitl?
Good one. Really good one.
I don't want to seem like I'm not bashing Mitch Marner, but I'd take Draisaitl.
50 goals, plays center, bigger body.
Yeah, he's a 50 goal scorer. He's an unbelievable talent. People talk about, this contract or that contract. He could have easily said, okay, McDavid got what he got.
Well, what's interesting about that, to quickly divert here, is that now McDavid is better than Matthews every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But Matthews, I believe, is the McDavid of this team in Toronto.
He is.
In terms of the profile, who he is, the position he plays. Draisaitl,
There's not even a question about that.
No. Draisaitl, $4 million less. Draisaitl wasn't sitting there saying, I need exactly what Connor McDavid made.
But that was a different...
And that was after a playoff run where he was unreal, too. He might have been better than McDavid.
In the playoffs, he was better. Draisaitl was better.
But you're looking back on it now. When he signed that, remember all the outrage that he got 8.5?
I understand
because his numbers at that point were basically William Nylander's. They were the same. Points per game was the same.
He was in the 70s and stuff.
If you looked at all the games that they had played, it was the same as Nylander.
Well, over the course of their whole career. But if you're going to do that with Marner, where's Marner? You can't just look at 94.
Yeah, Marner's good. Marner's
Everyone
ahead.
knows Marner's good.
No, but I mean Marner's ahead.
Okay, but instead of a $4 million gap, what's the gap?
Yeah, but the market's changed. Like, these guys are getting more. Okay. So I would take...
Who would you take, though, as a player? Because I don't want to talk about the numbers. Draisaitl or Marner?
Probably Draisaitl.
Look at you over there, Jonas.
Big center.
Mitch Marner or Mark Scheifele?
Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele is one of my favorite players in the league.
I take Marner. Age.
Well,
we're not talking.
26.
We just said we're not talking.
What do you mean? We have to factor in age.
Age counts. He's 26. He's not.
Yeah, but in the next 8 years, Marner's 22.
Okay. Mitch Marner or Sasha Barkov? Barkov. All
Barkov.
Day.
Yeah.
Mitch Marner or Elias Pettersson?
I'm taking Pettersson. I think he can win the Hart Trophy.
It's amazing.
I love Pettersson.
Do you know what's crazy to me? It's
and
amazing.
I love Mitch Marner.
Everyone loves
too.
Marner. That's the thing.
It doesn't feel like that. It feels like the conversation around Marner has shifted because of that. He just had 94 points.
Yeah,
he was 21.
Yeah.
There's a side piece element to this too, where you're like,
well, you can't go wrong with either player.
Right.
They're all like, this is Marner. I think should be like, I guess
I'll take Marner.
I think I'd take Marner because of sample size. I like Pettersson's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love him, but it's more difficult to get a read on where his career is going after 1 year compared to 3 years of Mitch Marner.
Mm-hmm.
But he does play up the middle of the ice. I mean, the point I think we're trying to get from this exercise is Marner's in this conversation with all these guys.
Yeah.
And that's how great of a player he is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still debate with even other forwards in the league. And
there's a side piece element to it.
Which is what?
Well, you're like, I love Marner. He's my guy. I watch him every night, but...
Who's the other? Yeah, the other guy who I don't watch all the time, but when I see him, it's highlight reels.
When I see him,
Center.
man, he looks good.
Yeah. Well, and another thing with Marner, like, I understand he's taken heat in the marketplace and everything because of the negotiations. He gets nothing but rave reviews in the city when he's on the ice because he deserves it. Right? He can't complain about the coverage when he's been playing. When he's been playing, everyone's like, we love Mitch Marner. He's unbelievable. It's a blast to watch.